Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today? Let me bring down the music a little bit more. Just wanted to jump on and do another quick live. I have Instagram right here, right in front of me, and then a little bit behind the camera for Facebook, Twitter by Periscope, and the YouTubes. Welcome to this little corner. I just want to share a few little thoughts about um, the art of starting over. You know, it's something that I was talking with. Actually, my nephew came into town. Actually, had a Mother's Day weekend just happened. A lot of family came over. It was good times, and one of my nephews showed up, and he stuck around a little longer before going back to the other side of Texas. And yesterday we had a chance before he left. We had a chance to have lunch, and we're just bouncing ideas back and forth. And when things change in your life, when especially when your trajectory that you originally planned doesn't go the way you wanted it to go, and basically you failed or there's a loss. And so the temptation, and a lot of people unfortunately have suffered big losses, have suffered failures, and especially if you're in the entrepreneur, especially if it's your first time to be an entrepreneur and the first business you launched is like it's your baby, and if it were to fail, of course you would identify with that, and you would feel like you're the failure of this project because it didn't go, not knowing that most first time businesses, at least 85, maybe even 90% of first time businesses now fail the first time around. So you need to keep going, you need to keep trying, you need to keep cutting your teeth and figuring things out. But unless you knew this, you could personalize it, you could identify with it. And a lot of people unfortunately have identified with their losses, with their failures, and they're stuck. And I myself was starting to feel a little stuck with certain things that I have had to let go and leave. And since there's a sense of failure, it happens to all of us. So I was just jotting out a couple of thoughts like, well, what can we do to move forward? Now, I remember here's one of the principles that I like to teach. And I have a video back on Hey Rockstar about this. Where it talks about mourning the losses. And this lesson I learned it on the airplane. I was on my way back from probably one of my mission, many trips I did overseas, and I was sitting down with this lady who, it was a full flight, so she sat next to me, and we just so we won't be awkward, we start making small chat, and I started telling her about my empowerment ideas, and eventually maybe start my own book. And she goes, "Well, here's a chapter you might want to add." She goes, she learned that you need to give yourself permission to mourn. You need to give yourself permission to cry, to complain, to just get mad at the fact that you lost something, which is it's natural. And she goes, so what she learned to do is any kind of loss, depending on how great or how small it is, she'll give it a time limit. Like maybe this, like I stubbed my toe. Okay, well for 15 minutes I can complain about that. Or I lost my job. All right, give me maybe a few days to mourn the fact that I lost my job. But she goes, but she'll set a timer. And other things are bigger. I mean, like relationships might take a little longer. But if you set a definite or at least a defined date where you're ready to move on and give yourself permission to eat ice cream, to complain, whatever you need to, go ahead. But once you hit that time limit, once you've mourned enough and say, all right, from this forward, I'm moving forward. It's time for me to stop focusing on the loss, stop focusing on the negative, and move forward on with my life. What's up, Eli? Hey, aren't you supposed to be in class right now? Just kidding, just kidding. Of course, I remember. So my oh, I'm saying shout outs to the Instagram live. If you guys want to comment, you're more than welcome to comment on either platform you're on. I'm live right now on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope via Twitter. So I'm talking about the art of um, of starting over. Let's start over. When after you've mourned and after you realize it's time for me to begin anew, to move on to the next chapter. Now, I used to talk about how one of the best things in life is the ultimate do-over. Going to a new college, moving to a new city, going to a new job. It's your chance to redefine yourself, to remake yourself and give someone, if you didn't like the image you had in the past, you can recreate yourself by the ultimate do-over. So I guess you can kind of think of it that way, but this is more for those who need to learn how to detach from failure and move on from that. One of the most powerful things I learned when I did my time with Warrior, um, the Warrior Man program, he said this one line that has stuck with me. He says, "You are not broken. The system you're using is broken." And then I took that and I ran with it. And I've taught other people that, but I added something else. I also add, you are not a failure. The plan you were using failed. So change the plan, change the system, start over. So I got about just quickly three little points on how you can move on and start over and see if these apply to you. I'd love to hear feedback. If this is right on the dot, you're like, I love this is for me, thank you, Josafat, go ahead and let us know through your comments. Or if it's just like, nope, far from me, please let me know too, because we're all growing in this. I'm just sharing what's worked for me. And here we go. The first thing you need to learn for the art of starting over, and this is the most important part. This is after you mourn. This is after you've complained. This is after you've given yourself that time limit. You need to um, accept where you're at. Let me lower the volume. You need to accept where you're at. Accept the loss. Accept that it's over. Accept that it's ended. Accept that it's time for something different. Just accept it. Just the fact of acknowledging and taking power. Now, I'm not saying identify with it. No. I'm not saying that you have to say, oh, no, this is me now. No, just, when I teach about take or detach from failure, the second step is take ownership. Figure out, okay, well, I'm here now. But like we all know, we're here. Where you're at today has to do with the choices you made yesterday. So where you want to be tomorrow can be determined by the choices you make today. So the first thing is accept it. All right. So maybe I no longer have a job, or I no longer have this relationship, or I am no longer in this city, or I am no longer part of this coveted group, or I'm no longer, maybe if it's your health, I'm no longer as healthy as I thought I was because the doctor told me I have whatever. Just accept it. Again, don't identify it. Just accept it. This is what is stated. What am I going to do with this facts? What do I want to do? So accepting it first gives you the power to hold on. What I like to do is, best way to accept it is write it down, journal it, put it down in ink. That way you can take it out of your head and put it down on paper, and that it won't rob you of your sleep anymore because now you've given it a space. You can revisit it when you're ready, but just get it out of your head. Accept it, but put it down. Say, all right, I see you. I know you. You're there. You're mine. All right. That's so the first step. Accept where you're at. Second thing, take inventory. What does that mean? It means a lot of things, but basically, start. I'm another advocate for there's no such thing as failures, there's just lessons. What lesson did you learn from this loss? What lesson did you learn from failing at this? What did you learn? What you learn what to do, and you also learn what not to do to repeat this. Take inventory of the lessons learned. Take inventory of what was lost, of how much risk you put in it, or how much I guess investment you lost in this. But another thing, you take inventory, also take inventory of what you have. I have my sight, I have my voice, I have my health, I have I have a beard. with more gray hairs. Whatever it is, start taking inventory. I still have a roof over me. I still have a working vehicle. I still have someone that I can call who is my friend who won't let me down. I still have hope. I still have whatever. I have my faith. I have my degree, or I have whatever. Just start taking inventory, and you know what? You need to write it down. Write down and start practicing gratitude for the things you do have, or the lessons you have learned. And now you're starting to see a blueprint to do things different. So first step again is accept where you're at. Second step, take inventory. And then, of course, the third little step is just do what you can. Maybe for some, it's as simple as starting to write goals. All right, well, I want this. I need to go this. For some, and then of course, once you start writing these plans, then what's the first step that you can do? Well, you know what? I can start by, for some people, it's as simple as get out of bed. Go out and walk a few minutes out in the sun. Get that sunlight on you. Get that natural energy back into you, that vitamin D. For some is, what can I do? You know what? I can call on a mentor. I can call on a friend. For some, it's I can pray. I can start speaking affirmations. Then, of course, as you go, you keep, what else can I do? All right, well, now I can make a call, or I can get online and I can do the research. I want to learn what I want to do, so I can start finding out what other people have done to get to where I want to be. So, again, first step on the art of moving forward is, and the reason, I'll get back to that one. Well, the first step is accept where you're at. Second, take inventory. Third, do what you can. And the reason why you want to do something, start moving forward, is because you want to start creating momentum. You want to start. Um, you want to start. The word just escaped me. Or participating, I guess that's a good word. Or experiencing. You want to start experiencing tiny wins towards the goal you want. And as you start to create momentum, start moving forward, other opportunities are going to start opening up where you can start seeing that, especially if you have that heart of gratitude. Once you take an inventory and you're thankful for what you still have. I still have breath. I still have strength. I still have intelligence. I still have a way to reason. I still have, I still live in this country, or I still have family, whatever. That gratitude, as you're practicing and doing what you can do, creating momentum, you'll start seeing opportunities like, well, now let me take that step, let me take that risk and moving forward. But other than that, that is the subtle art, or at least just the art of starting over. And as you start to move forward, you can start seeing problems, and you're going to start figuring out solutions for those problems. And that's the best way to create wealth, is basically wealth creation comes from solving problems. Now, if you want to make a lot of money, start solving the wealthy people's problems. Anyway, that's been just my thoughts for this day. For those of you who are feeling stuck, who are feeling you've had suddenly things happen to you, don't take the victim mindset. Give yourself time to mourn. Yeah, cry what you need to. Get rid of what needs to be, or whatever you need to get rid of. Go ahead, but once you're ready to move forward, go ahead and just put a marker. Say, all right, that's enough. That's enough tears for this. It's time for me to move forward with my life, with my goal. Because there's people out there who need to see your creativeness, who need to see you go out there and win, because you are their inspiration. You are their hero. You don't even know that. There's people who wish they could talk the way you do. There's people who wish they could have the things you do. There's people who wish they could have the life you have. So practice that gratitude. Again, 3 simple steps: accept where you're at, take inventory of what you have, and then do what you can. But just do something. Move forward, start moving forward. Well, besides Eli, I'm not sure anyone else dropped any comments. It's probably not a good time to talk or during the day. That's all right. If you guys go back and watch the replay for this quick live, drop a comment. I will reply. And until next time, this is Josafat, El Guapo Emiliano. saying much love and many blessings. Let's go and end the Facebook.